A man who has everything, money, cars, a mansion, and fame, still feels an emptiness in his heart. And when a cruel bet is made among his friends, he takes it, never imagining that this single choice will change his life forever. Stay with me until the end, because what happens in this story will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about love, respect, and true happiness. He was Daniel Morgan, a 32-year-old self-made millionaire whose name was whispered in high-class circles. He had grown up with nothing and climbed his way to the top through grit, brains, and ambition. But despite his success, he let arrogance guide his life. To him, money meant power, and power meant he could treat people however he wished. One night, in a luxurious bar filled with the richest men in town, his friends laughed over a game of dares. A sneering voice challenged him, "You think money buys everything? I bet you can't marry someone completely beneath your status, someone fat, poor, and forgotten by the world. Do it, and we'll give you our share of the deal." Daniel smirked, swirling his glass. He agreed without hesitation. To him, it was just a game, a way to prove he was untouchable. That's how he met Clara. She was a woman in her late 20s who worked in a bakery. Her body was fuller than what society praised, her clothes simple, her life quiet. She had dreams once, dreams of being a painter, but reality had beaten them down. Clara carried herself with humility, never expecting the glamorous man in the expensive suit to walk into her life. Daniel approached her with practiced charm. He bought pastries he didn't eat, asked about her day, complimented her laugh. She was cautious at first, but his persistence wore down her walls. When he proposed weeks later, she was overwhelmed. For the first time in her life, someone saw her, or so she believed. Their marriage shocked everyone. Clara's relatives worried she was walking into something too good to be true. Daniel's friends laughed behind closed doors, waiting for the punchline. At home, Clara tried to be the best wife she could. She cooked with care, decorated the house with her touch, and offered him love with no conditions. Daniel, at first, treated it like a performance, a mask he wore in front of others. Yet, nights turned into weeks, and something unexpected happened. He noticed her smile when she painted quietly by the window. He noticed the way she gave her food to a stray cat on the street without hesitation. He noticed that, unlike everyone else, Clara never asked him for money, status, or favors. She only asked for his time, his presence. And that stirred something in him that wealth never could. But the truth has a way of breaking through. One evening, Daniel's so-called friends visited his home. Drunk and cruel, one of them let the secret slip. Clara heard it all. The bet. The laughter. The reason Daniel ever approached her. Her world shattered in seconds. She packed her bags and left, tears streaming down her face, whispering to herself that love had been nothing but a lie. Daniel stood frozen, his heart sinking for the first time. He had never cared about losing before, but losing her was unbearable. For days he searched for her. His mansion felt like a prison, his cars like empty shells. No amount of money could silence the hollow ache inside him. He realized he had made the worst mistake of his life, not just the bet, but taking someone's genuine heart and crushing it under pride. Finally, he found her at the bakery, her eyes red but her hands still working. She refused to look at him. Daniel, for the first time in his life, begged. He confessed everything, the foolishness of the bet, his shame, his transformation because of her kindness. He told her he loved her, truly, not because of how she looked, not because of what society thought, but because she had given him what no one else ever did: unconditional acceptance. Clara was broken, and forgiveness wasn't simple. But as days passed, she saw the change in him. He no longer flaunted his wealth, but used it to help others. He sponsored young artists, built shelters, and spent time with her in ways that were real, not show. Slowly, painfully, trust began to rebuild. Clara returned to painting, encouraged by Daniel's support. Their relationship grew, not from a bet, but from a hard-earned truth, that love is not about status, appearance, or money. It's about seeing the soul of a person and cherishing it. And so, the man who once believed he could buy anything with money discovered the one thing worth more than all his fortune: a heart that loved him despite his flaws. And the woman who once believed she was invisible learned that her worth was greater than society's cruel labels. Together, they proved that love built on honesty and respect could heal the deepest wounds. So if you've stayed with me until now, remember this: don't let anyone convince you that you're unworthy of love because of how you look or what you own. True love sees beyond all of that. Sometimes the cruelest beginnings lead to the most beautiful endings.